Hi, this is Scott Siskin. I'm the president of First Republic Mortgage Bankers. When you need a mortgage, call First Republic Mortgage Bankers and deal direct. Eliminate the middleman. No mortgage broker fees. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on your high-rate mortgage and your credit cards. You can save every single month by refinancing. You personally can save every month by locking in the lowest rates in over 30 years. And we make house calls to the entire tri-state area 7 days a week. Call 718-380-0006 if you're buying a home or you want to refinance your home. 718-380-0006.
I want folks to understand once again, and I touched on this a little bit earlier. There are many loan programs out there, and every single human soul in this world is unique and different. If you even check their fingerprint, you'll find that out. And not every loan program is for everyone. However, First Republic Mortgage Bankers will let you know which program is the best program for you. Some of you might not think that's the best program for you, and then you decide to go with another company, give you another program, and then in 1 year you get a wake-up call. You know, and we've seen that happen. Now, you mentioned that another company went out of business today.
Absolutely. I'm not going to mention anybody's name.
Right.
Okay, and, bash anybody, things of that nature. But this market is a very tough market, Squeeze.
Right.
And when you make the wrong decisions, you tend to have a backlash, and that's exactly what's happening right now. A lot of these companies are just dropping like flies. I mean, technically they can't. They put stuff on their warehouse lines, and it's not so secured. They didn't hedge against the risk, and now the risk is here, and you're bellied up.
Do you think that's the reason why some company screams so much and huff and puff and yells so much? I mean, I was watching CNBC.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Squeeze, but there's a baby syndrome in this industry. Mm-hmm. When a company is on its way out, it scream and bawl and moan and piss and groan, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. All right?
Because last week when you were in studios, another company went down. And we don't wish bad for anyone.
Exactly.
But it happens. And the reason why it happens is because people don't plan in advance.
Hedge. You have to hedge against the risk, folks.
Right.
A lot of people out there, just like with your credit card bills and your obligations every month, you got to know where the income is coming from. You know what I mean? Do I have enough income? That's why in every loan criteria, there's what we call a DTI, a debt to income ratio.
Okay.
If you can't afford it, you know what I mean? You can't get it.
Right.
Frankly speaking. And that's where First Republic comes in. Pretty much we've got, like you said, numbers of programs, but one of our greatest program is the FHA 5.5%.
Why is it bashed so much?
It's bashed so much because we help people with bad credit. And when you take away people who are supposed to be, going in this subprime category where people make large sums of money from them and take advantage of people, right? And we're on the flip side of said, you know what? Even if your credit is bad, you can still receive a 5.5% interest rate. They don't like that. We're taking business away from them. Okay. You understand?
Is it true that sometimes the closing cost on such a program can be a little bit higher?
Yes, absolutely correct. It can be a little bit higher. But there's a reason why Nike is expensive and Olympians are not. Okay? There's quality. Okay? And when you do this business and you get to understand it, when the consumer says, you know what, I've got a 399 credit score. Okay, I've got 6 mortgage leads within the last 12 months. Okay, my DTI, my debt to income ratio is a little bit high, but with a few explanations here and there, I'll be able to get it done for you, and you're getting a 5.5% interest rate. That's an excellent choice, an excellent interest rate. But at the same time, you might have to pay to buy down that interest rate. Right. You might have to pay a mortgage insurance premium, things of that nature. But all this information is disclosed to a consumer at the beginning. Right. That's why Scott and I, we continuously say, you know what, your interest rate is locked at application. At application, you're signing on the dotted line saying, you know what, I understand this program that I'm about to get. Right. I know the pros and cons about this program.
Very good. Now, let me ask you something. I noticed that a lot of middle institutions and brokers and other entities and funding companies, one that we spoke about last week also that went out of business, they bashed the FHA program. But the programs that they're advocating for, First Republic Mortgage Bankers also have that program and is offering a much lower interest rate. Than
absolutely.
True or false?
True, absolutely true. We're talking there in basketball, Squeeze, right? When all else fails, you stick to fundamentals. You see a guy going for a dunk, right? And he's only 6'2", and you know he's not going to make it, right? And he's going sky high, and all of a sudden he misses the dunk. But he tried. It was a good try.
Right.
Okay?
But no cigar.
No cigar.
Right.
Okay? You can try, but you end up failing. And that's why you have to stick to the fundamentals.
Stick to the
FHA
basics.
conventional.
Right.
Okay?
The reason why I'm talking about this with you is that I know that there's so much information floating around there, out there about mortgages, especially with refinancing. And a lot of folks are being led in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel compelled to let individuals know that they really just have to do their homework.
Yep.
And understand that if an institution cannot do a specific loan and they're knocking that specific loan that they cannot do, I'm not saying not to listen to that institution. I'm simply saying do your homework. Because I
Absolutely.
personally don't want people to end up in the wrong loan program.
Yeah, you make the wrong decision, you get a 7% or more
Right,
when you can get a 5.5. Yeah, you're going to pay PMI for a couple of years.
right.
But the benefits of this program
Mhm.
is that it allows to consolidate your bills.
Mhm.
It allows for your bad credit. It allows to go in and bail you out 1, 2, 3 months behind, things of that nature, when you understand the details. And the FHA program is a federally backed mortgage. Okay, you don't hear stories about the federal government going down.
No.
You hear stories about Johnny Go Lucky companies going out of business,
Right.
and this one and that one. It's because they're not protected in the right risk factor. A mortgage broker can run his mouth all day because he is not responsible for the loan. After he's finished with you, he sells it to an institution, and that's it. He's not on the hook. But with a mortgage banking institution like First Republic, who's deal directly one-to-one with the client, we have to be able to actually look at our books and say, you know what, this is a good program that we service this client. This client would recommend his family members and so on and so forth. And we're on the line up to 6 months. 6 months with that program.
Wow. So that means that if God forbid something happens,
We have to buy it back.
You have to buy it back.
Absolutely.
Once again, folks, I'm speaking with the professionals, and here's what I'm saying, folks. All right, and Scott hates it when I do this, but he hates it when I do this. He really does. But I have to do it. And Scott, I'm sorry, I have to do it. People, shop around. Check the banks. Check the non-banks, and ask all the questions. And then ask First Republic mortgage bankers. You can check them first or check them last, whichever, and get everything in writing and find out which institution is the right institution. One thing I will ask you to ask the funding companies and the brokers out there, and I'm not knocking them, it might sound like I am. It's just that seeing that we're all making sure that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, all institutions on radio, in newspaper, on television is doing that now because it's a very competitive market.
Correct.
And that's the reason why the market is so hostile now, because a lot of companies are going out of business. I would like for you to ask all of these institutions which bank is going to be the bank that hosts your loan. It's very important that you know that, all right? And we say that all the time. So make sure you do that, okay, folks? Once again, we're not going to be giving you just one side of the information. We're going to give you both sides of the information. And that's the reason why here, right now, I'm going to open up the phone lines and ask everyone that's out there not to just listen. One lady called up earlier when I was giving away tickets, and she said, Shazim, as you know, that she already got pre-approved by HSBC. I'm calling that name because she did say it. I'm not saying anything she didn't say. All right? And by the way, these days you got to know what you're saying on radio and saying off radio.
Well, it's taped. It's there.
Of course. And that's very good. Anything I say on radio can be used in the court of law.
Exactly.
And I'm very serious about that. Lady said she's going with HSBC. HSBC, are you taping? Lady said she got pre-approved by HSBC. But I'm telling this lady because she's a listener of mine. Before you sign on the dotted line, because you're pre-approved with HSBC, before you sign on the dotted line, call you up.
Correct.
And see if you can do better. Okay? And I'm saying that to everyone out there because I know the power of First Republic mortgage bankers. Once again, no, they can't do every single loan program, and they might not have a loan program that fits your profile right now, but maybe in 3 months, 6 months, a year, they might be able to do that. And also, if you've got credit problems, they're one of the few institutions that will work with you and your credit problems in sorting them out and helping you get on the right track to purchase a home within the FHA limits, outside of the FHA limits, and also one of the few banks that will help you to refinance, understanding your situation. I heard Chris, the credit doctor, helping a very good friend of mine, okay? And she literally was in tears.
Wow.
A very well-known person in the media industry. And
She probably went to other institutions and couldn't get help.
She did.
Okay, and that's exactly what we're getting a lot of now these
Right.
days. We're getting a lot of people telling us that, you went here, went there. I'm not going to call names, but people promise one thing, and in reality, they end up with something else.
Right. Yeah.
Broken promises.
Big time.
So, folks, if you're listening out there, take 2-3 minutes of your time. Pick up the phone, give us a call at 718-325-5555. Say, you know what, Squeeze, Shazim, shut your mouth and tell me what you can do to help me.
Exactly. As simple
All
as
right?
that.